All right, what is going on, project fans? Chad here, and in this video I am going to be doing a review for you. I have purchased the Canon Pixma TR150 portable printer. For those of you that follow my channel, you know that I do a bunch of off-roading and adventuring and traveling and cool stuff like that. All those videos that none of you ever watch, thanks a lot for that. But you do seem to watch my review videos, so here I am. I got this for the reason that while I'm traveling, I do have business that I do. Also, I don't have videos posted of this yet, but I have been recording, so lucky you, maybe not lucky you, I'm not sure, but I have been selling quite a bit on Amazon, and I'm getting into the Amazon FBA stuff, so while I'm traveling, if I find good deals while I'm out, I want to be able to package things up, print out my labels, send it into Amazon, and be able to do things like that. We're starting to get it organized, if you can call that organized. The idea behind it is to be able to keep it in the truck, travel with it, see how durable it's going to be. But as far as the review for this thing goes, let's get started. All right, guys, I think I am ready to talk about the Canon Pixma TR150 as a review. Let's start off talking about the price point. The Canon Pixma TR150 comes in at an attractive $199.99. The problem with that is that it does not include the battery in that price point. When you compare it to its competitors, which would be the Office Jet 200 and the Epson Workforce WF110, both come in at $299.99, but include the battery. So as kind of a pro, maybe, as kind of a con, you can buy this without the battery and add it later. If you do buy it, the battery is $99.99. So it comes in at that same price point. When you're talking about value of the product, of the three products, kind of comparing them, I would put them roughly the same value-wise. Here's what I like about this printer. It does come in at 4 pounds 7 ounces. That does not include the battery. Now, if we're gonna give somebody a winner on the weight category, we have to give that to Epson. Their advertised weight is 3 pounds 6 ounces or 3 pounds 5 ounces. It's something in that range. I'm sure that doesn't include the battery, but it is significantly lighter than this if you're gonna do crazy things like I do, like take it backpacking, which I don't know why you would do, but I did it. So we give Epson the win on that, but I don't know, because I haven't tested it, if they sacrificed any quality on this. Speaking of quality, I did put the TR150 through its paces. All right, guys, so I am trying to test out the printer in the back of the truck. I got all my stuff, traveled out to the park. I'm gonna hook all this stuff up and try this out here, like if I were out and traveling and doing an adventure video and had to print out some Amazon orders or something. I don't know what I would have to print out while I'm out on the road, but here's the setup that I've got going on. I've got one of the cheapest power inverters that you can use. Anyway, it did really well. I used it at the unit. I used it from the phone, which I was impressed with how easy it will connect to the phone. Apple uses AirPrint, I believe is what it's called. I'll label something here if I said that wrong. It uses AirPrint, and from the Mac and from the iPhone, I was able to do all of my label printing and things like that right there with an outlet available to me. On top of the bike ride, I actually took it out in the back of the truck as if I were traveling, things like that, and I used it in there with what could only be described as the world's shittiest power inverter. And it did okay. The only issue that I had technically with the printer the entire time that I used it was when I was in the back of the truck using it on the shitty power inverter. I kept running into the error of a paper jam. Now, I haven't run into that error before or after that, so we can assume it's because of the power inverter giving it square waves instead of sine waves. It is clearly, I think it was like a $40 power inverter. It's clearly not a pure sine wave power inverter. I would recommend using one of those if you're gonna do cool things like go out on the road and you wanna hook it into your truck and you're not using the battery. I'm not gonna blame that on Canon. I'm actually to give that points for Canon for being able to put up with a little bit of extra abuse that I put it through while I was testing it out. As far as concluding the durability of it, I abused this printer more than 99.99% of people will ever abuse the printer. If you're putting this in a backpack or keeping it in a case in a vehicle to travel around with it, I think that you're going to do very well. That's the only thing, not having tested the Epson, that I would definitely say Canon did a great job making this durable and compact, even though it's a little bit heavier than the Epson is. All right, let's talk about what I don't like about the printer. The wireless settings in this, well, let's say they are less than optimal. There is a wireless easy connect feature. I never once got it to work, although I tried. Here's what I insanely dislike about this setup is that your Wi-Fi password is not stored in the printer. So when I take this out of the house and I switch it into my mobile connect, which allows me to connect from the phone to the printer or the computer to the printer directly without having to have a Wi-Fi, it actually has its own Wi-Fi that it's connecting to. If I bring it back in and want to put it on the house Wi-Fi, every single time I bring it in the house, I have to rehook it up by entering in my password. I called Canon about this issue and
Thanks for calling Canon customer support.
An active Canon account is required to receive support for your product. We are experiencing high call volumes and your wait time is greater than 30 minutes.
oh, How you doing, Greg? I got a question about a printer of yours. Switching between Wi-Fi and the built-in Wi-Fi, I don't remember what it's called, the Wi-Fi Direct. Is there any way to get the printer to save the Wi-Fi password?
No.
Why? We're gonna give their customer support line a B-. It took me 30 minutes to get a hold of them. And after I did get a hold of them, he did know the answer to my question right away.
No.
Which was a good thing. So I was actually very pleased with the quality of customer service, just not the answer that I got.
No.
Canon, if you're listening to this, which I'm sure you're not, if you're listening to this, all you have to do to take this up to the next level is A, make it easy to connect to your home Wi-Fi by storing the password so I only have to put it in one time. Finally, let's talk about the features that nobody actually cares about unless they are glaringly bad, which they were not. It prints fast enough. I'm not going to go over, I think it was 6.5 pages a minute, could have been 8 pages a minute. I think the best one was 9 pages a minute. It prints fast enough. It works fine after a few days of me using it, which for any piece of electronics or anything in general for me using it is quite an accomplishment. Good job, Canon. I didn't break your stuff. I break everybody's stuff. Those are the features of the printer. If I were giving the printer an overall rating for what I'm using it for, which is actually backpacking, putting it in the truck, traveling, beating it up, if I gave it an out of a 10, why don't we go 7.5 out of 10? I just made that number up. I have no criteria to back it up. Don't know why I'm giving it, but it's a pretty good printer. I do recommend this one, although keep in mind, again, I have not tried the Office Jet and I have not tried the Workforce. I'll give it a recommendation. I like this printer. I am going to leave a link in the description if you want to get it. That is an Amazon affiliate link. I do get paid if you use it. I get paid a whole $8 or $6. I'm not sure. It's not a lot of money. If you don't want to use it, it's not a big deal. But there is a link down there in the description for you. If you like the review, give me a thumbs up. Like it, share it. That would be cool. I don't know, who would share a video of a printer review? I don't know, don't share it. Actually, that's a really dumb suggestion. But I do appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you in the next video.